Hello, welcome to Honey Badger 3D Print and Paint. Today I'm going to go through the printed parts for Gambody's war rig. Now this is just the parts for the truck, not the tanker. So before we get into that, roll the credits. Right, now, there's a lot of pieces to this, as you can see. By the time you print off some of the files, they need 5, 6, 7 of stuff like that. I think it's roughly going to be about between 150, 160 pieces for this. Now, I've scaled this up to 170%. Reason for 170 is a lot of these pieces are, especially the suspension, because I've done the active suspension model, is held together by pieces of filament. Now, obviously that's scaled to use 175 filament. I've scaled it up 170%. Reason being is at 170% you can use 285 filament and it fits perfect. Usually we go sort of crazy and go 200% or more, but because of the way this is held together, 170% is about perfect. Now, this is a very detailed model, ridiculously detailed, if I'm honest, as you can tell by the amount of parts on this. I think by the time this is done, the truck part alone, I think it's going to be about 450, 500 mil. I think we worked it out at roughly. The quality of it is brilliant. It is highly detailed, even to the point the roof on the roof in the cab has even got all the skull work in it. See that? The dashboard, highly detailed, as it is for the rest of it. So the chassis itself, bearing in mind not much of that is actually going to be viewable. They've even put all the rivets in on the under part that you're not going to see. There's even the parts in there to run the brake lines out of filament. So all the brake lines are run, obviously on this it'll be 285 filament, but you run all the brake lines, they're all bent into shape, everything. There's a video on Gambody which gives you an assembly guide, which as soon as I started printing this, I would watch the assembly guide and it immediately stressed me out because it's involved. Just one, going by how many pieces there is in this. There are several dozen steps. The reason I haven't started painting any of this yet is because I wanted to show what's involved in this before you start putting it together. Because once the model's built, you don't really get an idea of how many parts there are. Because obviously a lot of this is going to be mounted on, and it presumably will look like it's one piece. Knowing Gambody, it will do, because their models are good and they are tested thoroughly. Next step for this is painting, which I'm going to do the basic paint job on all of it, assemble it, and then I'm going to weather the whole thing once it's built. I think I'll better get a better coat of weathering and a more uniform coat if I do it once it's built. So the next step on this is I'll start painting. I'll do a progress video. I don't know when, maybe a week or so, of where I am so far, what's painted, what's built. I'll also do a video once I start putting the chassis and all the brake lines in. I'll do a video to show how that looks. This is the active suspension, so it's got bearings in all the wheels, printed bearings. The chassis, the suspension, all moves. You can turn the wheels, everything. So I've already, a couple of hours ago, started putting on the parts for the tanker. Once this is done, I think it's going to be sort of over 5 feet long. Which does beg the question where it's going to go, but you know, we'll...
So far it's looking like it's going to be a centrepiece on the dining room table. Just have to eat around it as your missus stares at you the entire time, seething.
What's your centrepiece at Christmas? Mine is the Mad Max War rig. But as I say, I'll get to painting this. I'll start painting this. I'll do an update video on it in like a week's time, show you how far I've got. And I'll do some update videos as certain parts of it are going together. But as of now, that's all. So join me on the next one, part 2, and we'll see how far I've got ahead. Thanks a lot. Bye.